our next guest is an elementary school teacher who also happens to be the Bachelorette. You can watch her journey toward love Tuesday nights here on ABC. Please welcome Michelle Young. I find this very interesting that unlike most of the people who do this show, you have a real job, like a real job. You're an elementary school teacher.
a real job?
A real job is like a teacher to me is a real job. When I hear like marketing manager or something, it makes me think, oh yeah, they're selling lotion on Instagram. You have a real job.
Okay, yes, then I have a real job, yes.
And are you missing school to be here tonight?
Luckily, we're moving into our fall break, and
Gotcha.
so I'm not missing too much school with coming to LA this time around, but...
You teach what, 5th grade?
5th grade,
Fifth grade, wow.
Pivotal year.
Yeah, it is a pivotal year, especially for, I didn't even know, until I was in the 8th grade that teachers didn't live at the school. The idea that the kids and the parents are seeing you on this show now it must be mind-boggling to them.
I feel like they still have not grasped the concept of it all. Honestly, I haven't either, because I was just grading papers before this.
Yeah.
But they do. In elementary school, you run into one of your kids, at the grocery store, and they're like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, right, yeah.
And I'm like, shopping for groceries. But what do you mean? It's like, believe it or not, we do have to eat.
Yeah.
I know.
And then to see your teacher in the fantasy suite, and be like, what are you doing there? That's another step beyond Albertsons, you know?
I need a man in my life who can help me grade papers and lesson plans. So maybe that's a really good run through with that, but...
None of these guys are gonna help you with that. I don't know. Are you sure they can all read? Did you check that beforehand?
We did have that classroom back to school date that first week, so I feel like it was very eye-opening for multiple reasons, you know? But everyone has their strengths. Are you a good speller?
Well, let's just say I was the spelling champion of the school in the 7th and 8th grade, so...
Okay.
I would give that a yes. I'm a very good speller. I would be great on but you'd fall in love with me immediately. No, you'd look at me when I walked out of the limo, you'd be, fat, go home. That's how it would go.
Next, do you remember that show?
But, okay, so you're really a teacher, and you're really in there, and you have to turn all this stuff off and focus on teaching these children, and then having, do the parents, are the dads showing up extra at the parent-teacher conferences now?
Honestly, I feel like at the beginning, just of the school year, I was very, very clear with academics, personal life, and my classroom, my kids, everybody, coworkers, families have been super supportive and respectful of that. As far as the fantasy suites, 2 things that I try not to think of is which students are potentially watching those episodes and my dad, and thinking about that. Those are things that
Is your dad watching the whole show, the series?
Yeah, he is, but even before I came on the show, he really fell asleep the entire show, and then he would, for whatever reason, wake up for the rose ceremonies. And so I'm trying to encourage him to still do that.
To continue to sleep.
That's the only part you really need to see.
Have you considered maybe some Benadryl in his dinner or something like that?
Normally he's the one that's cooking, but I will keep that in mind.
Yeah, a little Benadryl never hurt anybody.
Excuse me, can I steal you for a minute?
What do you mean steal?
Yeah, 1 second. Talk to me.
Do you have fun being the Bachelorette?
I did have fun. Would you have fun? A bunch of women or men, whoever, coming after you?
Of course, I will have fun.
Michelle, could I steal you back for a minute? Yeah. Anyway, so you're saying that your dad is watching the show and you're worried about him watching the fantasy suites next week.
I'm gonna really just encourage him not to actually watch that.
Yeah.
Can I steal you for a minute?
Sorry.
Okay, here.
Oh. This is how we do it. You have to make a toast.
Okay, let's
You have to make a toast.
Okay.
So let's hear your toast.
Guys.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Guys, Michelle, could I steal you back for a minute? Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt your toast there, Guillermo, your lovemaking session, but Anyway, now you were down to what? How many
Can I
guys?
steal you for a minute?
Go back to your spot already, will you?
Oh, okay. But listen, he's not here for the right reason. Are you gonna drink this?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, that's not true at all. That's what it's like being on that show, right? Everybody's stealing you for a
Honestly,
minute.
It really is. It's as soon as you get to the good stuff, you get interrupted a lot of the time.
It's
So,
like being an elementary school teacher in a lot of ways.
getting interrupted 100%.
You get interrupted constantly. There's
Mm-hmm.
they're fighting, they're having stupid arguments. Yeah, right?
Right, yeah.
You're down to 4 guys, is that correct?
I
have it
am.
right? Okay. That's Joe, Rodney, Nate, and Brandon J. Not to be confused with Brandon K.
Correct.
Are you interested to know who my wife thinks you're going to wind up with?
Oh, absolutely.
She believes that you will wind up with Nate, who was the guy you gave the first impression rose to, right?
He was.
And
yeah.
there's a lot of the first impression rose turn out to be the guy that you wind up together with and then ultimately breaking up with in a very public way.
Thank you for your reminder.
Michelle Young, The Bachelorette, everybody. Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock on ABC. We'll be back with Parker McCollum. Congratulations on making it to the end of a YouTube video. Why not celebrate by clicking the subscribe button? You earned it.